Hello guys, welcome back to another feedback video. Today we got Yasin's mock test. So let's see how much score he'll get. If you already got an idea, just comment down below and let me know whether you watched this video, the one that I'm commenting on. So let's get started.
My name is Harshit and I'll be your mock examiner for the day and the candidate is Yasin. This test will be having 3 parts and let's get started with part 1. So could you please tell me your full name?
Yeah, it's Yasin Unit Aliyev.
That's enough. Otherwise you can do as he's doing right now.
You can call me Yasin.
Oh, both are okay. So if you say my full name is Tata, they most likely will ask you how can I address you, what can I call you. In that case, you can answer. Otherwise, you can just mention it in the beginning itself. Okay.
Okay, Yasin. And where are you from?
I'm from Uzbekistan in Central Asia.
Okay, so he's from Uzbekistan. So if you're watching from Uzbekistan, just comment down below with your flag. Okay, I would be delighted to know that you are from Uzbekistan. Otherwise, if you're from elsewhere, just let me know where you're from. Okay. So here he gave a really short and straightforward answer. That's fine. You don't need to give a lot of details at all times. You can of course give short answers, but if possible, try to give some detail. Okay.
Okay, can you tell me a bit about your hometown?
Yeah. Honestly speaking, it's a beautiful city and it's quite small and it's located in Amazon region. There are some facilities for living,
What kind of
such as hospital.
So here he didn't actually hear my question, so it's fine. But for the real test, it's better that you attend that question. But since we had little lag in our network, this issue was there. Otherwise, it's fine. Here it is fine, but for the real test, make sure you answer all the questions asked.
most favorite part about your hometown?
I think it's a mall. There is a big mall nearby my house and I go there quite often, almost every single week with my neighbors. It's a great place to have fun. There is also a skateboard we can use.
You know?
Okay, that's amazing. And what about something that you dislike about your hometown?
I think there are almost nothing to hate about my hometown, but there are some problems that should be solved in the future.
So solve what? Okay, so Yasin, if you're listening to this or watching this video, work on pronunciation in with some words. Otherwise, everything seems to be fine. Okay, and I don't know whether you have noticed. At first, in the beginning, he said actually there is nothing that I hate about my hometown. But okay, so you can use this strategy or something like that to just speak more rather than answering directly. Okay, so you can talk about one thing and just suddenly going on to the real answer. Okay, so that is one strategy that you can apply if you are struggling with speaking a lot. Okay.
And one of them is the roads. It depends on our government, and I hope they will take our road. It's really bad for cars.
Why do you say it's really bad for cars?
Yeah, because there are lots of holes in the roads.
So he is saying there are a lot of holes. So gesture and everything is good. He is really expressive, amazing. But he could have used the word pothole. Pothole. Normally we use the word pothole for the holes on the roads, right? So it's better to go with potholes.
And yeah, it's
So sometimes, especially Indian students, okay, they say gutter, but gutter is something different. So you should go with potholes. I hope this is clear.
Talking about cars, let's talk about driving. So, do you enjoy driving?
mm, honestly speaking, although I'm 17, I don't know how to drive. But in the future, I'm planning to learn how to drive and get a license.
Okay, so this is a good answer. He got good sentence structure. He used all the. So this is a good answer.
Driving license.
Okay. So, do you think driving is a fun activity?
I think so. Apart from having, apart from being a taxi driver as a job, driving a car for fun is really good activity, I think.
Hmm. Okay. Now, what about your friends? Do they have a driver's license?
Uh, honestly, in my country, people can get driving license after 18, and all of my friends are 18 and 17, and none of them have driving license, but some of them know how to drive.
Okay, that's amazing.
Good answer. I don't find anything that is a mistake or I don't find any issues here. Good answer.
Now let's talk about habits. Okay. So do you have any bad habits?
Yeah, not right now. I don't have any big bad habit, but like few months ago, I used to smoke, which is really bad, and yes, I stopped it like a month ago.
Yeah. So that's a really honest answer. So in IELTS speaking, you can be brutally honest, just like Yasin here. Amazing, Yasin, you did a pretty good job. Otherwise, if you want to make up a story or lie about it, you can do that. You can make up stuff. Okay, that's absolutely fine. They don't check factual information. Rather, these examiners only check your language. That's all. Okay. So he said, I don't have any big bad habits, something like that. So he could have used something like, I don't have any harmful habits or something that negatively affects me, but I had one that was smoking. So that he could have used better vocabulary or language. Otherwise, this seems to be pretty fine. Let's continue.
Okay, that's good that you stopped it. Okay. So what is one habit that you think is the best one that you got?
Hmm, I think it's being a person who does. I mean, it's kind of being disciplined. No, not being disciplined. I could say,
So here in the beginning, he said being disciplined, and he is gonna say no. So you can do that, but don't keep on doing it. Okay, that simply shows that you're kind of confused and your information is not much organized, right? So it's better that you're clear with the thoughts. Okay.
maybe reading books because it's kind of one of my habits. I I can say I read every single day, but I do it like 4 or 5 times a week. I always try to read something, and of course it's in English. It I kind of kill two birds with one stone when I read English books. It's good for my reading in English, and it's also good for my worldwide knowledge.
Okay. The he was kind of confused. He was kind of little bit guessing what to say. So he could have used like general knowledge. It really helps me with improving my general knowledge or awareness about the world or keep myself up to date. Okay. So even if you struggle a bit, there is little hesitation, it's fine.
Okay, that's amazing. So did you have this habit of reading when you were little?
No, I didn't have that. Like I, how can I say? I created this habit a year ago.
Rather than created, he could have gone with I developed this habit. You don't create habits, right? You either develop or pick up this habit. Okay, so develop or pick up. I picked up this habit.
Yes, a year ago I started learning English. I took learning English seriously, and I also started reading books little by little. And over time, it became one of my habits.
Okay, that's
Okay, good. So here you notice the use of one of my. So many of my students, or even literally every IELTS candidate, especially Indian students, they make this mistake. Okay, they say one of my. They don't add plural. Okay, plural. Rather, they go with singular. So one of my habits, one of my friends. That's the usage. It's not one of my habit or one of my friend. It's plural. Please understand that and correct yourself. Okay.
amazing. So part one is over. Now let's move on to part two. Here I'll be giving you a cue card, and you're supposed to open that box. One.
So far, everything seems to be fine. He is a natural speaker. In between, he got little hesitation. That's absolutely fine. So let's continue to part two.
To 2 minutes. Okay. And I'll be giving you 1 minute time for preparation. So
So of course, for the real test, you will be given 1 minute time for preparation. You can look at the notes that you have made and also the cue card. So some students kind of forget what to say. They don't check the cue. So during the exam time, you can always check your cue card. You can always check your notes that you have made. You can look here, up above, anywhere. Okay, it would be wonderful if you can maintain eye contact while speaking. Otherwise, it is fine. Okay, it's your language that is being monitored, not your body language. But if you got good body language, it would make the other person at the other end feel better.
I have a lot of friends, and is the cue card on my screen. Mm,
So this is a cue card. I have skipped that preparation part. Okay, so this is the cue card talk about a habit your friend has that you would like to develop. So some of you, especially my students who are watching MS, have already given you this cue card, right? And many of you got confused with this question and gave me really weird and fun answers. So let's hear what Yasin has to say.
Generally speaking, I have a lot of friends, and they have got variety of different habits. And
Variety of good intonation, and he started with I have a lot of friends, so that is an opening line or a general statement. So that is amazing. That actually helps you to speak more. So you can apply the same that Yasin is doing right here to improve your speaking, otherwise just to speak more. Okay.
and now I'm going to talk about one of the habits of my best friends.
So I have taught you a similar structure for speaking if you struggle with idea generation, and he is using almost the same one. Okay, so you can simply copy Yasin here.
Few months ago, when we used to go to school, I still go to school. Yeah, my friend is my neighbor as well, and every single day we used to go to school. But whenever we talk about habits, he always used to say me he go to a workout place every single day before going to school, and I really appreciate that. But I didn't have any courage to try.
I really appreciate that. Normally, Indian students, okay, so most of you guys watching this video will be Indian, so normally we don't use this word appreciate a lot. Okay, so try to use it, try to include it while you are speaking.
Was because I hated to wake up early, and I tried to do that a couple of times, but I failed. I couldn't get up early. But after a few weeks, I kind of found a courage to try. Or
So here there is kind of lack of clarity. Let's hear that again.
after a few weeks,
After he wakes up, I listen carefully.
I couldn't get up early, but after a few weeks, I kind of found a courage to try or to get a new habit like that because
So after he wakes, rather he could have made it more clear. So you can go like this. So after I noticed him waking up early, I did it. So there is no clarity. Okay, for me it wasn't so clear. See.
and found a courage to try or to get a new habit like that because it was so powerful.
So basically he noticed his friend. There is some confusion for me at least. Just let me know whether you are able to understand this part. And so if we play it again, let's see.
But after a few weeks, I kind of found a courage to try or to get a new habit.
Okay, so he is saying after he wakes up, kind of found encouragement to. Okay, so you can make it more clear. Maybe that is pronunciation. Okay, I'm not hearing it properly. So you can say that after I noticed him waking up early, it actually encouraged me to try the same. Something like that. Okay, let's continue.
Habit like that because it was so powerful, and that's and my that best friend was also paid. He just some muscles. Yep, and at that time, I called him to go that workout place, to work out for a bit, and yeah, I did it a couple of times, and
So here he's kind of struggling because he's saying yes. So here there is little hesitation. He's struggling a bit with coming up with ideas. So let's see.
within a week, it became one of my habits, and still I'm going there every single day at 6 a.m.
Good. He's over with it before that 2 minute time was over. So see what I'm gonna do or what I add a bit more.
What? Could you try to add a bit more points? Can you speak a bit more?
So he kind of stopped at about 1 minute and 40 seconds, if I remember correctly. So it's better that you speak till the examiner stops you. That actually shows that you can speak at length without any hesitation, without any issues. That actually showcases your fluency and how much you can speak.
Yeah. I can talk about the exercises we do there. There are pull-up bars and some bars that we can dip.
Bars we can dip, we can do dips, that would be more clear.
And yeah, I'm doing all of it and I'm feeling stronger, although
And I'm feeling stronger, so there was a bit of pause. So Yasin, you could have avoided that. Otherwise, okay.
I didn't see any difference in my body. I'm feeling stronger. Yeah, I also it improved the amount of sets I did.
Okay, great. So
Sets I do. So when you work out, okay, let's say you're a person who exercises on a regular basis. We count everything in terms of reps and sets. So reps is the number of times you do it. So for example, you're doing push-up, right? So most of us do push-ups. So when you do 10 push-ups, so you got 10 reps. Okay, you're doing it like 10 into 3 times. So those 3 times are called sets. Okay, 10 reps for 3 sets. Okay, so that is how the math is done. So that is kind of related vocabulary, let's call so. Okay, and let me know whether you work out and which exercise you like the most. I really love deadlifts, but it kind of injured.
so can you tell me which is your favorite exercise?
It's pull-up. When I first started doing that,
He likes pull-ups. I also enjoy pull-ups. I really remember when I couldn't even do one pull-up. I used to struggle a lot, especially people who were older than me. They used to make fun of me. It was around 2-3 years back. Then I gained strength. I worked a lot, so I tried scapula pull-up. You can just Google it, and yeah, it is working pretty well now. Now I can easily do pull-ups 15 or 20 at a stretch.
I used to do like 2 or 3, but now after 2 weeks of doing pull-ups, 10 or 11.
That's a really good count. So Yasin, you are a strong dude. Good job.
Okay, that's amazing. And is there any workout or exercise that you don't like?
Mm, I think I don't like
So you can think actually like he did. There's no issue with that. Okay.
dips. Yeah, it's for
He doesn't like dips. We do dips like this. It's for the chest and triceps. Some find it difficult because it requires some amount of strength to do it. So
our chest. It really helps. I heard from most of people, but I don't like it. Instead, I prefer doing push-ups.
Okay, good. Now let's talk more about habits. Okay. So what habits should children have?
Mm,
he's thinking a game. You can do that, but don't think a lot. So I have some students in my class. So for part 3 especially, even part 1, they think like it's a cue card. They take like 1 minute or so to actually answer. So don't take more than 5 seconds to answer. It makes everything awkward.
I think nowadays the best habit that children can have is play outside because I know many children in my neighborhood, they're not really going outside these days. They're just with their phone or with their parents' phone, staying inside, and yeah, they're spending their time inside. And big,
Inside or indoors, or you can say most of the people or most of the children are into or interested, they prefer to stay indoors and play some video games on their mobile phones or use social media, scrolling through Instagram. You can say that also. His answer is also good.
this thing may happen, maybe full anxiety for them, or they may struggle socially in the future.
Anxiety, then struggle socially. Good, good, wonderful.
If they keep doing that.
So, did you think? Okay, so how do you think parents can encourage their children to play outside?
By
So you should always expect cross questions. Okay, never think that yeah, dude, I can just simply answer and get away with it. Of course, you will be cross questioned. So it is more like an endless loop of answering. So be ready for that.
decreasing by decreasing the amount of play
Kind of repetition. So try to avoid it if possible. Little repetition is absolutely fine.
they are playing or they are spending time on phone. Yes. Or they can play some games with their children.
Games, work a bit on the pronunciation. Games,
By
because yeah,
they are playing or they are spending time on phone. Yes. Or they can play some games with their
games. It's not gamers. Listen to this here.
time on phone. Yes. Or they can play some games with their
Games. It's games, right?
children by by creating fun games.
So he got little struggle here. Then again, pronunciation of games. It's games, right? Games.
What kind of game? Can you give me an example?
Football. Yeah, they can play football if they have a ball because I used to do that with my dad when I
So he's relating back to his childhood, giving a personal experience. That's amazing. So it's not like in part three you should only give general examples. Of course, you can give personalized or personal examples, maybe from your childhood, maybe about the current scenarios that are going on in your life. So you can actually include that. See, part three is all about your opinion, whatever you're feeling. So that is how you answer, right? So do like, okay.
was a kid.
Okay, that's amazing. All right. Now, do you think some habits are difficult to form?
Some habits that are difficult to perform, right?
Yeah.
So you can just ask the question like this, but it's always better to paraphrase. If you want, you can do this. Okay, it's fine.
Mm, I think it could be like it could be some kind of performance like uh how can I say?
So this is fine. I didn't find it weird or anything. But see, when you say what can I say, what is the word? So that actually gives the impression that you don't know what to say. Okay. But you can do it. It's a natural part of speech. Okay. So let's see.
I think it could be like it could be some kind of performance like uh how can I say? Maybe waking up early because it was tough for me when I first started. Everything could be tough for people whenever they start early, but over time, if they keep trying, they can be master at that, or they can get
They can master it or they can be a master in it. Okay.
from that well.
Okay, great. And what is the most trending or popular habit in your country?
Hmm. I think it's cycling. Yeah, it's one of the. Mm,
Recycling and running habit in your country? Let me know. In his country, Uzbekistan, he's saying it's very popular. Many people try it. So I don't know about you. You tell me. In my place, cycling is not a hobby, habit, or anything. People rarely cycle these days. Yeah.
popular habits, MI boys, especially at my age. I see many people they bike, they cycle to their workplace even or have fun. Uh, and I do it also like 2 or 3 times a week. I go outside with my bike to cycle with my neighbors, and it's so much fun.
Okay, that's amazing. Do you think that some habits change as we age or change as we get older?
Yeah, there are some habits that may be disappeared as we get older, like
That may be disappeared. That may disappear. that is more better in my opinion.
Whenever I was a kid, we used to play some outdoor games with my neighbors, but now we are not doing them. And one of the things mm, we used to play when we were kids and not doing it right now is, I don't know what's in English, but that game is like one person try to chase the another, and it's kind of fun.
So if you don't know the name of a game or anything, just simply mention the name in your local language, in your native tongue, and explain what it is. That works. Okay. So for example, in a place is a game. You can call it a sport even. It is a sport actually. It's called kabaddi. It is more like a wrestling, but you have to catch the other person and just drag them the more like that. Okay. So one person from the other team would come to your place, and that person should touch one of the other teammates, not the other teammates, okay, and run to his own place. So, and the other team, they are supposed to catch that one person before he leaves the area. So that's kabaddi. So you can explain like this, okay, if you don't know the specific word or the exact accurate word in English, okay.
We used to do that all the time, and it disappeared.
Okay, I think it's more like hide and seek or simply catch. Anyhow, so that's all. Your test is over, Yasin.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So his test is over. I hope you enjoy this feedback. Okay, so for me, Yasin's mock test was pretty good. He is a fluent speaker. In between, he had some issues with fluency. There was a little hesitation in some places. I could actually see a few places where he was a bit hesitant. He had difficulties coming up with the right word only in a few places, not literally everywhere. Otherwise, his language is pretty good. Okay, his fluency and coherence, it's pretty good. Lexical resource wise also, he is using words that are related to the topic, but he's not being too advanced or something. Some students, what I mean by that is, some students try to actually show off. He's not doing that, so you don't need to show off in order to get a band 9 or maybe a good band score. You can simply be yourself and present the ideas clearly and naturally. That's what you are supposed to do. So they don't look for a lot of advanced language, this and that. Of course they look for that, but it's better that you keep it natural. A combination of formal and informal language is needed for IELTS speaking. Okay. And talking about his grammar, I did notice a few grammar mistakes here and there, but I'm not considering it a lot because overall it was pretty good. Then pronunciation wise also it's good. Every word was clear. With some words, Yasin needs to work on the correct pronunciation. Otherwise, everything was crystal clear for me. So before I give him a band score, let me know what band score will he get. What do you think? Will he get a 7, 8 or 9? Okay, so now is it time for band score. So I'm gonna give Yasin a band score of 7 to 7.5. Most likely he will get a 7.5, but he is not able to answer a lot, or if he's getting confused in between, or he's pausing, or in that case he will be limited to a 7, but not lower than that. Most likely he'll get a 7 and above. So that is a score that you will get, Yasin, if you're watching. So I hope you enjoy this feedback video. If you want to participate in this kind of videos, you can simply join my Telegram channel. You can find the link in the description. You can find more links and even my contact number, so you can simply contact me. And if you're lucky, you'll be selected for a similar mock test. It will be fun with me. Okay, one more thing, if you're looking for classes, maybe crash courses, or even for a month, you can definitely contact us. We'll be happy to provide you classes, courses and everything, of course materials as well. One more thing, we provide classes for IELTS, CELPIP and literally every other English proficiency test. So if you're interested, you can contact us and get started with your language learning journey. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to comment down below what you felt about this feedback, what you felt about Yasin speaking, and where you're from. Bye bye, see you with another video. Till then, practice more.